short one today. So I want to talk about artificial intelligence, AI, and what's happening with technology, the finance industry, making money with ChatGPT, etc., etc. So something like 2 or 3 years ago, I made a video about artificial intelligence. I took that video off because I was revamping the channel, but now I kind of regret that I didn't leave the video on because that video would have blown up by now. I might put it back, but it's gonna look like a Me Too type of video. But it was something that I called quite a while ago, made a video about it, and it's pretty much come to pass now, or is in the process of coming to pass. So I might still put the video up. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see the video. Anyway, so Google is afraid, okay? So why are they afraid? Well, everyone is gunning for that big piece of cake that Google has been eating pretty much all by itself for the past decade. So for the past decade, Google has been the king of search, the king of advertising, the king of everything. There have been companies that have come and put up a little bit of a fight. We've had Facebook take a little bit away when it comes to the advertising cake, but as big as Facebook is in terms of Facebook ads, Facebook groups, and marketing and things like that, they still cannot compete with the behemoth that is Google when you talk about AdSense, advertising, all the super chat stuff in YouTube. All the advertisers, they have something like a huge lion's share of the cake. So I mean, Facebook did do a good job in taking away some of it, but Google is still the king of it by far. You have, of course, Amazon and eBay taking a little bit away as well. But those people, not only are they late to the game, but they are sort of within their own ecosystem. So Amazon is doing well within its own ecosystem to have advertisers. And of course, Amazon's advertisers are somewhat limited to retail advertisers, wholesale advertisers, and things like that. Likewise on eBay and other platforms. But Google has got their claws in every single genre on every platform, and they're the ones that people go to when you think about advertising first and foremost, right? And then you have search, right, which is linked to advertising as well. Google is the undisputed king of search, right? Search engines, if you rank them, of course, Google comes number one. For a decade now, the number two search engine has been YouTube, which is also an alphabet company, which falls under the same umbrella as Google. So it's the same engine. And then you have, Amazons, the eBays, the Etsy's, the Reddits of the world, the Facebooks of the world, basically ranking after that. But even all those guys, because they don't have necessarily their own search engines per se, even though you can say that Amazon is a search engine, a lot of their success has come from within Google's ecosystem, right? And then something happened very recently when TikTok showed up on the horizon and basically just came at Google from nowhere and took away a humongous timeshare when it comes to mind share of the customers and consumers. The algorithmically controlled feed that TikTok is has taken one aspect of what Google was already doing with their algorithms and fine-tuned it in a way to capture people's attention, right? So TikTok became a runaway success when you compare it to likes of YouTube. And that, I think, started to scare the heck out of Google, right? As they made a massive change. I mean, YouTube has sort of changed slowly over the decade, right? But they've been slow to give us some of the things that we've asked for. They've been slow to make some of the changes that needed to be made. But enter TikTok, and that has made a massive impression on YouTube, for instance, because the YouTube of today, I just looked at my my back end, my back office on my YouTube, and a lot of it has changed, but a lot of it has changed for the better. There are some changes that have happened if you're a consumer of YouTube and you're not a YouTube creator. There's a lot of changes that you would have noticed. The thumbnails look different, the presentation of the page looks different, the banner is a lot fresher now. It's there to it's now a viable marketing product, the banner. whereas before we were unsure about how it looked. But now YouTube has gone out of their way to make everything look nice and fresh and inviting. In fact, the whole YouTube page now is pretty much looking like a social media front end, with the segmented contents. You have the community tab, you have the shorts tab, the live feed tab, the video tab, and then you have the home page. You have a lot of monetization options now. You have the standard AdSense, you have memberships, you have super chats, super thanks. You can advertise stuff from your own shop, all sorts of things. So YouTube now has completely changed. In fact, it's basically what it's done is it's looked at some of the things that other people used to, other third parties used to integrate into YouTube. So the Spring, is this Spring shirt or shirt? What's the what Teespring, and all those T-shirt manufacturing and print on demand services that basically people used to use, and then leave a link in the description. But now, you can integrate your own T-shirt shop from Shopify or one of the other places directly into YouTube. So you don't have, your customers or your viewers don't have to leave your YouTube page to get your merch. Whereas before, you had to direct them away to another page. So a lot of those things are changing, and I'm sure that Google has got, or YouTube or Alphabet, or whoever it is has got the reins, has got a lot more up their sleeves that we're going to see as the year progresses. I think this year, 2023, we're going to see some incredible changes on YouTube. I looked at my back end, and I'm already earning a little bit of money from my shorts, albeit very, very low amounts because I don't get that many views like some of you guys. But, monetization nonetheless. And I've been on TikTok for 6 months, and I haven't seen a dime from that because I'm still building up to my 1,000 followers threshold, beyond which I could add links, etc. So right now I'm just creating content and enjoying the process, but I'm not earning anything from TikTok. And I know there's some people who, some marketers who are experts that can still monetize TikTok below the threshold. Put in the link in the captions or whatever. But then that involves people having to remember what it is, type it across, and they need the incentive. It's got to be something that really solves a problem for them or provides quite a bit of pleasure for them, that they are going to be incentivized to actually type that out on a different platform, in a browser or whatever. A click is worth gold, right? So if you don't have the click, in my opinion, you don't yet have the monetization process. Anyway, so let's get to the topic of today's actual video, which is to do with Google's AI bot that they demoed, called Bard, which made a bit of a mistake, right? And I think people already responded to that, right? So it affected the price of Alphabet apparently, and investors panicked because they saw an AI bot make a mistake. Now, this is the thing that I think many people don't understand. Bots are programmed by people, right? They're not sentient beings yet. They're not self-aware. We haven't arrived at the singularity, pun intended, that company. What's happened is, because of the rapid success of ChatGPT, and because of the YouTube videos that, people like myself, well, I don't make those type of videos, but you know what I mean, creators on this platform are making about ChatGPT, they're somehow misinforming people about how good, these AI bots are. Yes, they are good. ChatGPT is an amazing tool, but even I have seen a lot of errors in ChatGPT, right? Errors that are even even more catastrophic than what Bard did in the presentation. For instance, I was doing a search about a pair of headphones, right? And ChatGPT came up with all the stats, everything correct, name correct, company correct, but it made a fatal error. It referred to it as Bluetooth speakers, right? Now, while technically speaking, headphones are speakers, they just have smaller drivers, so they're personal to your ears rather than broadcasting them aloud. But it's a crucial difference from a human being's point of view. What's a speaker and what's a pair of headphones? So that's a massive error. And ChatGPT is known to make these errors very confidently, right? But either because people don't even know it's made a mistake, so maybe they don't have the information, perhaps, you're writing about the history of a person, and ChatGPT gives you the wrong dates or gives you the wrong location of their birth, for instance, but you were none the wiser. You just accept that, right, as the result, which is actually indicative of the wider problem that we have on the internet. A lot of stuff that's on the internet, on Wikipedia and all those places, are not the correct information, but because Google said it or Wikipedia said it, a lot of people accept those things to be fact, right? So it highlights a bigger problem in society. But because people have seen what ChatGPT can do, they've seen what some of those other AI bots can do with the photos. They've seen them on Facebook, on Instagram. They've seen them on, TikTok. Hey, I asked AI to make a picture of me in a party or whatever. You've got those companies doing the selfie ones. You get the ones that are recreating AI art of people's portraits, generating random NFTs. And then, of course, you get people making money with ChatGPT, creating videos. And this whole AI frenzy has basically, again, hit the masses as things like this usually do. They hit the masses. The masses have low information really concerning the technology that goes into AI. And what they see is what is presented to them. And there's a general expectation and belief. Of course, investors probably have some experts that look into these things first and make their choices. But, just because someone's got $1 million or $1 billion in the bank account doesn't mean that they have an understanding of how the world actually works, especially technology and cutting edge stuff like artificial intelligence. So, in my opinion, it's overreaction. It's, how the market does when things like this happen, knee jerk reaction. Some of the reaction, of course, is because they think that other people are going to react that way, so they preempt the reaction, and basically there's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you get a cascading in the price towards downside, and then longs get liquidated, bang, and then we get a dip. And artificial intelligence trading bots have been around for a long time. Well, they're algorithmic trading bots, but they're rudimentary AI, and they've been trading on the financial market for a while now, and it's nothing new. And they even caused a massive crash once in the history of New York Stock Exchange, such that the circuit breakers had to be brought in to prevent the whole market from going to zero, just because of AI thought it's time to sell, right? So things like that aren't new, and we just have to understand and learn to manage these things. Um, Another thing I was going to talk about is ChatGPT and Google. So not only is Google uh, investing in the company, I think they're called Anthropic, and they apparently were started by former researchers at OpenAI. So the minds are similar. So that's also quite interesting that Google has picked such a company with some of the expertise that overlap with ChatGPT's creators. But not only are they building their own AI to fight or defend Google against, Bing's rise when, they integrate ChatGPT into Bing, that's going to basically go after Google's core business, right? They have to protect their own business. They have to compete, which is a great thing, right? Because it forces Google, Alphabet, YouTube, whoever, to up their game, right? So that's why we like competition. It's good for us, the consumers. They also hold each other's feet to the fire. So if Microsoft and ChatGPT were to start engaging in some unethical stuff, then Google would flag that, right? And vice versa. But what I also noticed is that Google has changed the way that they, or YouTube anyway, they've changed the way that they respond to AI generated content. So I did two pieces of experiment, right? I did an experiment on a blog that I created, and I did an experiment on a YouTube channel that I created. So on this blog and on this YouTube channel, I created a bunch of shorts videos, right? YouTube shorts, and every single YouTube short was created by AI. Now, not fully auto-generated, but the script was generated by ChatGPT. The script was then converted into audio using an AI voice to speech, text to speech software. And then that was overlaid by existing B-roll that I just got from the internet, not AI generated, actual video. And I released those videos onto YouTube. And and in that midst, I did one that I just used my own voice. I wrote the script myself. I recorded the audio myself, and I released all of those shorts onto YouTube. And the one that I did got something like nearly 2,000 views really, really quickly. The ones that I did with the AI, three of them got zero views on shorts, and one of them got 2 views. So it is my opinion, or my suspicion anyway, that YouTube has already unleashed a piece of algorithm to seek out auto-generated ChatGPT AI content that are low quality and low value, and not play those, especially in their shorts feeds, right? Because if you've been watching, unless you've been living on the rock, if you've been consuming the make money online content recently, you can see how many videos have gone up about people claiming to make millions and millions of views, or getting millions of views and making a lot of money, $500 a day, making auto-generated AI content in their sleep. And Google can't have this. This is not of any value to the consumer. This is not of any value to people who, the advertisers, right? They're releasing adverts and paying for these adverts, hoping that they're supporting content creators, and they're getting their stuff in the face of their consumers, right? And that's how it works. That's the ad economy. This is of low value, and it's only a matter of time before these videos stop converting. Like, the authentic videos have been converting for decades now, and advertisers have to look elsewhere. So Google has to protect themselves. They need to protect their advertisers, and they need to protect their consumers too, because who the heck wants to sit here watching low value auto-generated AI content? Yeah, that's not what I want, right? So the experiment that I'm yet to perform is to release the same video with the same script, but read out by me, right? So that I want to isolate, is it the script structure that the algorithm can pick up on, or is it the fact that the speech generator, the text to speech, is AI? Now, the thing is, I don't actually see anything wrong with text to speech AI generated stuff, because if I write a script and it's of high value, and I don't want to use my voice, maybe I don't speak very well, or I don't want to present my face, then using a speech generator from text, I think is perfectly fine. And this is nothing new. This has been done. For instance, we have Google's own operating system, Android, has this text to speech generator. So it's not a technology that they frown upon. I think what they have the problem with is the ChatGPT end, where the script is just auto-generated out of thin air, effectively. That's the bit that they have the problem with, and that's the bit that represents the low value for the consumer, right? So my ChatGPT YouTube channel has failed miserably, because apparently, YouTube can tell that that's fake. Another thing that I did was I started a blog where I used ChatGPT to generate the posts, right? And I used stock photography as the photo, and I put in a whole bunch of posts. That the number of posts that I put up there has been adequate in the past to have AdSense be auto displayed, and to have the website added to my list of websites in my AdSense account. So I did, got the blog ready, all ChatGPT content, and then signed up for AdSense. And a week later, it got refused, because they said a human being had been to the site and had a look and wasn't happy with what they saw. Not that the content was bad. I had roughly this, I've had websites of the same kind of quality, good photos, high quality, well, not high quality, but like a lot of text. Now, unless you are against the terms and conditions, and the content of your blog is illegal or distasteful or unethical. I was writing about technology, just comparing gadgets, whatever, and they still refused it, because clearly they could tell that the content was generated by ChatGPT. Perhaps they have an AI that basically scans all these websites that that are submitted rather, and they have a human being double check. That's my estimation, because they must have hundreds and hundreds of these sites that are submitted every day, and there's no how that just human beings are being able to go through all of those, even if they have the most massive call center or workstation where you have hundreds and hundreds of students, whatever, working on this. Just the sheer numbers of people that are blogging and releasing stuff, they've got to have some sort of AI that scans and flags the potential ones. So going forward, that's also failed. I think we're going to see more of this. I think all those auto-generated pieces that you're seeing now on YouTube, you're going to start to see less and less of them as they become less and less valuable and less lucrative. We're going to see fewer of those, and we're going to return. I know it looks bleak at the moment. It's actually kind of depressing, and to be honest, I'm relatively fed up of it. Everywhere I look now, it's just these AI generated humans, quote unquote, these portraits all over. It's all over Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. There's a wash with this stuff, and people are starting to get fed up. And when people get fed up of fake, they yearn for authentic, which is why my message for making money online in 2023 is still trying to be as authentic as you can. So authenticity going forward. Yes, use ChatGPT to help you gather information. Use ChatGPT like you would use Google or Wikipedia and get it to construct things for you. You can use it to set up a plan, and then you can flesh out the plan. Or you could make it to write the script, but you can go through the script and make sure things are correct, restructure it in your own voice, right? And let's not lean on AI. Let's not be lazy, because you know what? These companies are going to fight against these things anyway, and they're not going to be as lucrative as they are now. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.